Hey guys, and welcome back to the Panic Brothers channel. Unfortunately, we have some stuff planned for conversation today, but we've had some very bad news in the past 24 hours come up on probably, if you're watching this, your feed as well as ours. Akira Toriyama, the famous mangaka of Dragon Ball, has passed away, I believe at the age of 68, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I believe, from an
68.
internal brain injury. Josue actually was the reason why I know about this. He told me about it. The first person to tell me about it yesterday. But it seems like he died at a private, um, I guess, setting, you can say, a week
hmm
ago. And now we're all discovering about it now. Obviously, a massive influence in the manga community. It's shaken up people like me, Josue, fans of the series. Even if you're not a fan of Dragon Ball, a fan of Naruto, One Piece, any of these other series, I'm pretty sure you're feeling the effects of it as well through the mangas that whatever show you follow. A man larger than life, and unfortunately, an idol that's been gone or lost too soon, I would say.
I spent like 2 hours yesterday just scrolling, dude. Like, just going on social media, just reading people's thoughts, like Reddit, Instagram, TikTok. When people are actually like giving their honest like feelings and thoughts, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of that's kind of where I was coming from, and just kind of even thinking about my own personal life too. Like, I'm sure for a lot of us, and I think you too as well. I could be wrong though, but like Dragon Ball Z was our introduction to anime. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it was the introduction, and like just looking at Goku and thinking of him as like literally like big brother through a lot of like really tough times, like growing up, dude. Like, I really don't know like the kind of person that I'd be were it not for like Dragon Ball's impact
Oh,
on my
100%.
life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why got me like really going through it. Like, just thinking about that, thinking about like who would I be? We have a YouTube channel that devoted to like talking about
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
realm, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I literally like I'm literally thinking, or I think about Dragon Ball Z many times a week, bro. Like, whether directly or indirectly. You know what I mean? Like, I have like, even behind me, I have like just like a Funko Pop of like Gohan eating ramen. Like, bro, it's just
Yeah.
always on my desk. I always
Yeah.
look at Broly. Like, I have this little like thing of Broly here, like that I always look at. It's just like without
It was a
without this
gateway for
dude, bro.
everyone.
That's what I'm saying, man. I like it feels.
It feels weird, like you can't process it because we've dealt with death before from people that we look up to. I think all the time for the past like what 10 years now. Ever since the pandemic, especially, a lot of people have been dying. But this is
Yeah,
like I think the most concrete. Wow, that's like a solid chunk of who I am gone. I think this is the biggest one by far in recent memory, at least for me. I think, and echoing what you said, it's a transformative piece of our lives. Without Dragon Ball, I like to believe I'd still be into anime, but I really can't say because Kishimoto, Oda, Tagashi, a lot of these people did this because he did it. And if
yeah,
I never stumbled upon Dragon Ball Z on Toonami growing up, if I didn't talk about it with my friends, if I didn't collect the action figures, if I didn't play the games Budokai Tenkaichi, if I didn't do all this, I don't think that I would still be as in-depthly tapped into the anime community as I am now. And that's why it hurts so much. Because it feels like the reason why I am who I am is gone now. And it's
yeah,
so surreal to put to words.
yeah, dude. Like, but think about that. Think about even just thinking about what you said right now, bro. Like, you said like me. I would like to believe that I'll still be into anime, but like, odds are, like, no offense, you probably won't. Only because like
Yeah.
there wouldn't be a Naruto.
There wouldn't be... Toonami would not have been as big as it was, I think, honestly. If Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Z wasn't on Toonami, would we really have been watching Toonami? There's a good chance that the answer is for like 50% of the people, no. And
yeah,
that's
exactly.
crazy.
Like without what Dragon Ball Z did, not first off, not like Kishimoto and Oda probably wouldn't have even been inspired to the level that they were to create what they created. But like, let's just say that Naruto still ended up existing, right? Like, like it probably wouldn't be on Toonami. Like, just because Dragon Ball Z did it first, and that's what really brought in like this whole audience of kids to like really go like, yo, what's anime? Like, this is kind of heat. And, like,
the quality might not have been the same too. Like, Naruto and One Piece could have sucked ass for all we know. Seriously, without Dragon Ball Z, they could have been just really shitty stories of mangakas who are trying to understand how to do manga. Because Dragon Ball Z I know people shit on Dragon Ball a lot for like being about fighting, and it's always about fighting. But you and I have talked about multiple times on this channel, there's a lot of storytelling elements in Dragon Ball Z that carry over to this day. Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion, was the very first shonen, I think, to really set stakes so high and have you at the edge of your seat expecting what's going to happen next. You didn't know.
Yeah.
And that was so great about it.
You know, I told you about this, I believe, that Toriyama, when I read through Dragon Ball, all of Dragon Ball, within the last like year or so, and it felt very much like Mario 64 to me. Like what Mario 64 did to gaming, I had that approach, because it's like obviously there are better games than Mario 64 now. Like, let's not joke with ourselves, right? But
obviously,
like, when you play Mario 64, and I know this about you, when you finally played it yourself, you were like, this is the blueprint. That's how it felt when you finally played it, because I told you that too, and you were like, man, shut up. Then you did it.
It could not be that good.
Yo,
this is like what made 3D platformers what it is now.
Yeah. So like, I had that exact same experience reading Dragon Ball, but even on top of it, like, there's another element to it too, where obviously so many shonens really tried to like emulate what Dragon Ball Z did, right? But I think something that he still to this day, in my opinion, I think it's only Kishimoto. You know, that's crazy for me to say, because I don't really give Kishimoto or Naruto a lot of like.
You don't have Kishimoto that high up on the rankings.
But I'm giving him his flowers right now, and maybe Tubo. Oda, no, okay. Sorry. But Toriyama's on top. Like, the fighting, there's so much fighting in Dragon Ball Z. Sure, yes, we know that. But not only is the art in the manga is so easy to follow that I've never seen that before in anything else except for maybe Bleach. But not just that. I'm watching One Piece with Shadia, with my wife. I'm watching One Piece with my wife. And I unfortunately end up skipping some of the fights because I'm like, this is honestly just dragging. Yeah. You can't skip a fight in Dragon Ball Z. No. And that's because all of the fights, at least majority of them, at least to my memory, are so ingrained with the story. The story is the fights.
Yes.
You can't skip Goku versus Raditz. Why? Because the outcome of that is Goku's death, which is what leads into everything else that happens afterwards. Literally. You can't skip any of the fights with Nappa, because, like, again, massive story beats happen in the fights with Nappa. Same thing with Vegeta. Like, everything, the story is driven through the fights.
Which is so hard to do.
Yeah, like, the only thing I can think of is, to my memory, obviously it's not like Oda. Some fights in One Piece are important, but not all of them. Not all of them.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah, but like, the only thing I can think of is Kishimoto. I think he's the only other person that really saw that as like you can't skip fights in Naruto.
No, every fight in Naruto feels like there's something on the line. Especially because he explicitly writes it that when ninjas trade blows, they better understand each other. Like, he explicitly grabbed what Dragon Ball did and made it even like more poetic. And if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, there's a good chance like maybe he doesn't even do these large scale fights. Maybe because remember, it was about ninjas. Remember, that was what Naruto was about, right?
Yeah.
But then like towards the end, you know what it became. And I feel like if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, we wouldn't see these kaiju level battles between Naruto and Sasuke at the end. It could have been just very much just ninjas. The influence is there. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, even in One Piece, I know the fights aren't that important, but like, it's Gear 2. You're gonna tell me Gear 2 doesn't have a little bit of Dragon Ball in there? The way he poses, the way he's faster and stronger. Like he gives off a Super Saiyan Kaioken type like vibe, you know? Like, come on.
Like
It's huge. He's everywhere.
And it extends to levels beyond just anime manga. Like, dude, like Sonic the Hedgehog, literally. Like Sonic,
Super Sonic is not Super Sonic for like just a coincidental reason. Like they really definitely copied Toriyama on that.
Yeah, like Sonic would not be what it is today. Like the moment that I'm looking forward to the most in the next Sonic movie is when Sonic and Shadow give each other a dap at the end as they're about to fight like Bio Lizard, bro. Like that moment will be iconic, dog. And they're both Super Saiyan, bro. Like
it'll be like Goku and Vegeta. Like straight up, it'll be Goku and Vegeta,
bro. And
like also like obviously Kishimoto's Dragon Ball had a huge influence, but people also tend to forget that he was the original artist for Dragon Quest. Like,
dude,
that game still mimics that style to this day because that art was so iconic and so easy to just digest. That's so insanely hard to do.
Chrono Trigger, same thing, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, and I literally only got Blue Dragon. If people are gonna forget anything, it's Blue Dragon.
yeah.
No one remembers Blue Dragon, but like,
no.
I got that game on 360 because of Toriyama's
the art style.
Yeah, because of the art style. Like,
it goes hard. Like, you can't describe it. Just dude. The what's it called, the wireframing, I think you would call it. The wireframing I got you for Christmas. Mm-hmm. You can look at that 1,000 times and it never gets old.
This is it, by the way, guys.
It's so iconically drawn. It's so beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Like, One Piece doesn't do that for me when I look at the art, dude. A lot of manga doesn't do that. But Dragon Ball, every time I look at it, like, no matter what, it looks clean.
It's just masterful. Dude, I don't know what it is about Oda. Like, I love him to death, bro. But, like, that
art is not it
right now. Yeah, but...
Yeah, actually, wait, yeah, fuck.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But the art, yeah, you're right. It's just... He's definitely not the greatest at art. He's still good, but like
he's definitely
the weakest of the big three. Definitely the weakest of the even the big. If you're gonna count Dragon Ball Z in there, so he's the weakest of the four.
I do want to give for a second Toriyama's flowers because I feel like in case people who are watching this don't know how great this man was, he had the 4th best-selling manga of all time, clocking in at 42 volumes, around 207 million sales. To put into perspective, this is still the number 1 best-selling manga under 50 volumes. One Piece is still number 1, and it is way above 50 volumes. And the fact that Dragon Ball's right there at 47...
I've always thought about that, bro. Because
that's insane!
The top 3... One Piece, Go-Go 13, which I still can't believe that we've never even... I don't know anything about that.
I have no idea what's going on there.
And Case Closed, which honestly, bro, Case Closed...
It's long as fuck. That's why it's so big, dude.
I don't know what's going with that dude. But, like, he really just came in, Toriyama, did his thing, and it just blew up, bro. Because 260 million copies sold for just 42 volumes.
It's insane, bro.
Bro. Because if he kept on going, you know that number... If he had as many volumes as Oda for One Piece... Oh my god, like that...
There would not even be a question that he would be the number 1, dude. He'd easily be the number 1.
Bro. It's insane thinking about just what he did. And even... You know that story that Oda shared? Like the fact that like Oda was like sharing the story about how he was like in the schoolyard and someone came out, like it was when Dragon Ball was coming out, OG Dragon Ball, and somebody came out saying that Krillin died, and the entire school was like going, like everyone was like, "You're
crazy."
Like I can't even imagine that, bro.
There's kids beating their heads to the ground. No. It's like they found the president got shot. No way! Because it really was like that, bro. The first time I saw Goku become Super Saiyan, bro, I will never forget that moment. No one's gonna forget that moment, dude. That shit was iconic. You got like goosebumps on your fucking arms. And then now transformations that do that stem from that. When Luffy became the Sun God Nika, it gets that same feeling as Goku becoming Super Saiyan. And it only is because of that, because Goku Super Saiyan laid the blueprint. Every moment in Dragon Ball meant so much shit to people, dude, when they're watching it or reading it in real time. There's so many little stories were doing that in like 1980 and 1990.
Fact.
Like, who's doing that?
No one. Literally no one, bro.
I don't know if you know, by the way, but in February, Dragon Ball won an award. It was the 6th annual Legacy Award for the Golden Demand Awards. It was an award given out to the most long-lasting legacy series that people still consume to this day. And it was the only anime nominated for the award, and it won the award. What
were the other series nominated?
I can look it up real quick. I did not look that up actually. But to me, it's insane that you can be the only anime to be nominated for a legacy award and you walk away winning the award. That shows you my shit cracks years after it finished, bro. This shit will never stop hitting for people, bro.
I really wanted
Naruto finished and had the same impact to this day that people still love it, but I don't think it's still on the same scale as fucking Dragon Ball, dude.
Hey.
The country of Mexico had radio stations announce his death. Like,
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Like, dude, it's not even the same.